Hello everyone, in my today's tutorial I'm gonna teach you how we can knit basic stitches like knit stitch and purl stitch, and also we are going to knit an easy male scarf using these stitches. To start we need yarn, it is a wool yarn. Also we need one pair of needles. Here I'm going to show you that there are two kind of needles, straight needles and round needles. I use round needles because they are easier for me. You can use whatever you like. The size of the needles depends on how soft you want your work, and if you want your stitches to be smaller, you use the smaller size. If you want them to be bigger, use the bigger one. Usually you have a recommendation on your yarn which needles to use. Here I have 9mm, but these needles are 6mm and these are 4mm. I'm going to use 4 to make my work less soft, and I think we can start. I'm using the round needles, and I usually cast on with 2 needles because the stitches will be bigger and will be easier for me to start the knitting. Also, you need to take your yarn, you need to measure one side of the yarn, depends on how wide you want your work to be, and I just do it according to my feelings. Sometimes I need to cast again because this side is not enough. So let's start. Here I have the side that finishes, and here I have the side of the skein. So I take the yarn, put it like that, here, grip the yarn, take the needles. The first step is here, next step goes under the finger here. I take the yarn, and the third part is here, and I just extend the thread here, creating a loop. Now I do the same, take this yarn and this yarn, the same grip, but starting on here, we just need to take the yarn right here and extend like here. So we have 3 stitches already, which looks like this. Again, from here and extend here. So I cast on 25 stitches for this scarf. I've got 25 casted stitches plus 1 for the slip stitch. I took out one side of a needle, then I turn my work, and I need to find the long side of the yarn. I'm going to work with the long side. Be careful not to start knitting with the small part. I need to locate the yarn however I feel comfortable. You can choose your way. I'm going to show you my. I put the yarn on my finger, and I just take it here and grip it like this. I grip the yarn and grip the needle. You can also do another way. Do like that and like this. So it will be safer. And start knitting. The first step in every row is to make a slip stitch. To make the slip stitch, you just need to take off the first stitch. There are two variants. Your work can be behind your needle and can be in front of your needles like that. You choose your variant, but in every row you should do the same. So I here prefer the back side, and I take off the slip stitch, just take it off. Then I need to start knitting the knit stitches. The first row is gonna be with knit stitches. To do that, I insert the right needle into my stitch. So there are two variants. To insert my needle into the stitch from the back, taking the yarn, making like that. Or also you have another way. Insert your needle from the other side, like this. So, like that, or like this, taking the yarn. You need to choose one because your stitches will look should look the same. If you choose different variants, your stitches would be different, like here. They are a bit different. So I prefer to put the needle from the other side, like that. So making the knit stitch here, inserting the needle, and extending the yarn. Again, be careful. The extra yarn shouldn't be knitted. So basically, I just take the stitch from the front side, not from the back side here. You can choose the back side, but you need to do always the same. So take here. Be careful not to extend the yarn here too much. Yes, just because your stitches would be really wide and big, and your work won't look. Your work will look really messy. So let's continue. So the last stitch should be knitted with purl. The idea of purl stitches that your yarn is in front of your work. So with knit stitches, we inserted the needle and extend the yarn from the back. Here, we need to insert our needle into the stitch and taking the yarn from front, like that. So here is a little difference. Here you see your yarn, and here is basically the knit stitch. I'm going to show you again. We need to turn our work, and on the other side we see that everywhere we have purl stitches. On this side we have knit stitches, and the other side of knit stitches is purl stitch, and vice versa. Let's start knitting again. The first one is slip stitch. Then you need to put the yarn on your needle, on your stitch here. Insert your needle into the yarn, into the stitch here, taking the yarn into that one, like this. Again, on the needle, inserting and helping to extend the yarn from the stitch. Here again. So I knit like this until the end of the row, and the last stitch is always purl stitch. In any knitting, I knit the last yarn as the last stitch as a purl stitch. So on the other side, you can see that here are knit stitches, and on the other side, all stitches are purl. The last is purl. Then I turn the work and I knit this row with knit stitches. Again, take the yarn. The first one is slip stitch. Then here it will be easier. You take your needle, insert it here, not like that, because your stitch will be crossed. Here, starting the next row, you see this side of your stitch, and it will be easier. You insert it like that, and knitting from the back. Inserting like that, and knitting, taking the yarn. Insert into that one. So here are knit stitches, on the other side purl, and you just alternate knit and purl stitches, and this pattern is called stockinette stitch. On this side it will be softer, on the other side it will look a bit like that. And you should remember the first stitch in the row is always slip, you don't knit that, and the last is always purl. So your work will look soft and symmetric. And when you finish here, you turn and continue knitting with purl stitches, then you turn again, knit with knit stitches, alternating like this until you get the right length for your scarf. So I'll meet you when I finish knitting the right length of the scarf. So I have almost finished knitting the scarf, but during my work I've decided to change the needles because I didn't like the way it looked with the smaller ones. So the idea is the same. I just changed the needles so my stitches would look bigger. And now it's time to close the row. It's okay if your scarf looks like that. It needs to be washed and blocked with iron, and after that it will look good. Let's close the knitting. To do that, we take off the slip stitch here, then you knit this stitch, and the previous stitch you put on the last like that. You take it and put it on the last. Then again, knit, take the stitch and put it through here. Take, put it through here like this. So you can see it's getting closed. You do it until the last. Getting close to the last stitch. So I take it, knit that stitch, then put it like that. And you can cut that one and do like this. So that's the final result that we've got. I'm going to iron this right now, so it looks better and straighter. I've just ironed the scarf to make it look straighter. Also, when you wash that, you need to put it into the right position to save the form. And I have 2 extra threads. I just cut them. And using the hook, if you want to, you can hide between the stitches. Cut the extra ones. Do the same with the other side. So that's the result. Looks like that on the other side. So the scarf is really simple, which makes it really stylish in my opinion, and it can be a really good gift for a man. Thank you for watching. I hope you found that video really helpful. If you liked the video, please don't forget to put the like button and subscribe. Thank you.